Morning everyone. Now we're going to have a debate on something that it's called canceling culture. So is this a good or bad thing? But so in my right, this is a pro team who's gonna talk about this is correct thing. But in my left, this is the against team who's talk about this is a bad thing. Okay, without further thing to do, let's start into the debate.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and hello, smart people. Well, today we are discussing finally about cancel culture. Let me start by telling you what I mean by cancel culture. So, cancel culture at its core is withdrawing or not giving the support from individuals to individuals, from entities to entities, because their action and statements we believe are bad and dangerous and bringing harms and potential harms for people. Now, platforming means we don't give them the stage, we don't give them the platform. We should deny these individuals a platform to express their views, particularly when their opinions run counter to prevailing the social norms. Smart people, an example of cancel culture and no platforming could be a public figure facing the widespread backlash for making the offensive remarks on the sensitive issues. So, in response, of course, people may call for boycotts of their works, of their events, and of their sponsors, aiming to withdraw support as a form to protest against what they perceive as a harmful behavior. Additionally, organizers choose not to invite these individuals to the event, implementing a form of no platforming to distance themselves from um, controversial views. So let's consider the situation where the celebrity is criticized to expressing the discriminatory views on the social media. In response, a portion of public entities a campaign urging sponsors to disassociation from the celebrities endorsement and streaming platform to remove their content. Another example, like refusing to provide a platform for individuals promoting the harmful ideologies against the LGBTQ community, ensures that we prioritize the inclusivity and prevent the spread of discriminatory beliefs. So, smart people, this is very important that we don't allow them to speak anywhere, including on campus. Because it is not about stealing the right freedom of speech. It is about saving the world from bad ideas. Because people sometimes are very, very easy to manipulate. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying the definition. I understand that accountability and responsibility are important, but cancel culture often devolves into a mob mentality that suppresses dissenting voices. Majority can destroy what they think is right according to them. Let's consider the perspective of the platforming those with opposing views to the majority on Janet Jackson's Applegate cases. Let me take you back to 2004 when Justin Timberlake revealed Janet Jackson's breasts to everyone watching the Super Bowl halftime show. This incident caused a big debate on broadcasting things that people might see as offensive. After this incident, Janet Jackson ended up getting cancelled and she lost her career. But the truth is, it was a wardrobe malfunction. While Janet's career was destroyed, Justin Timberlake, the man who revealed her breasts, continues to skyrocket till this day. And now, 19 years later, because of the documentary's films, we know so much more about Janet Jackson. People started supporting her on the internet through hashtag Janet Jackson Appreciation Day. And they sent hate speech to Justin Timberlake, blamed him for that incident. So, really, are people judging this fairly or are they just judging it based on what's trending? If we don't allow her to speak about what actually happened, it kills freedom of speech and it discourages open dialogue, hindering the truth from being revealed. If she can't talk about it, people won't know the truth behind that incident. Another example came from Dave Chappelle, a highly influential and controversial comedian. The special, one of his shown in Netflix, sparked controversy due to Chappelle's choice to address sensitive and polarizing topics such as gender identity, LGBT issues, and the hashtag #MeToo movement. Some of his jokes were deemed transphobic and insensitive by critics. This controversy led to calls for Chappelle to be cancelled, with petitions circulating online urging Netflix to remove the special. And he also got criticism from various advocacy groups. Well, his comedic approach is actually an attempt to navigate sensitive subject through humor. Comedy should have the space to provoke conversation, and people should be able to laugh at themselves and societal issues. Chappelle's intention was not malicious, but aimed at sparking dialogue. There are so many cases like this at every level of society. My problem is that cancel culture is reactionary, and it still happens. People just cancel others based on one instance, and I don't think that's fair. Cancel culture often relies on one-sided information and snap judgments, leading to the unfair targeting of individuals without considering the full context of their actions. The example of Johnny Depp being cancelled based on Amber Heard's accusations before the evidence emerged to support Johnny Depp's side is an illustration of this. Cancel culture is unfair and it lacks of nuance. Cancel culture also only focuses on punishing individuals rather than addressing the underlying systemic issues that contribute to harmful behavior. While cancel culture may raise awareness about certain issues, but it does not provide effective solutions or avenues for meaningful change. It creates an environment where people are afraid to express unpopular opinion or engage in open debate for fear of being ostracized or canceled. This can hinder critical thinking and the exchange of diverse viewpoints, which are crucial for a healthy society. I think existing legal and social systems, such as the justice system or activisms, can provide more effective and more nuanced mechanisms for holding individuals accountable for their actions rather than cancel culture. These systems are better equipped to handle complex cases and ensure due process. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I agree, but the open dialogue is vital. But when those opportunities have been continued or perpetuated, the ideologies of contribute to the marginalization of a certain groups. It will become a question for the protecting vulnerable communities. So, cancel culture can be a tool for the marginalization voices to push back against the harmful narratives. Since you were against them, so you were against our cancel culture, but you were pro or you were supporting to the freedom of speech. So that means you had been say that the good thing and the important thing of freedom of speech, right? But I don't think that everyone in this world are allowed to do or allowed to or supposed to or we can say that they can take their freedom of speech because some of them need to be cancelled, especially when it does affect to the society. Freedom of speech is not just about to talking whatever we want, but it needs to be structured before, and then we need to see the consequences or what will happen after we say those side of those things or those speak, even though it was just a word. So this is here. This is why cancel culture is here. Cancel culture is here to be cancelled. Is to cancel the people that wanted to speak that will affect to the society. Apart from that, we can see that everyone seems to see or to hear that cancel culture is too much or overrated, but we don't see that they don't think that is it a words or a speech can affect to the society. In the case of Joseph Goblet's speech, in the title of his speech is the Total War. He had Total War in 18th of February 1943. It is wise for us to not let Mr. Joseph Goebbels to speak in the Nazi propaganda in Germany, because if we let him, it will exploit the fear, the sad, and then the anger, and then much more among of the people in Germany. And then the people of the Germany will be fanatism among of the war, and then they will be support the war, and then after that they will. And then after that, they will do violation of anarchy to show that they will support the war. And then everyone in there will seems to say that, oh, they were so cool, or they will so good to do that because of they support war to make them win. But did you know that war is against or is violated to the human's right? So we can see that the war is not good. So this is why Brazilian military culture had been fired when he listened or he hear about someone trying to put back or to push back or to get it back the Nazi propaganda speech from Joseph Goebbels, and then that person, it had been on 2020. That person had been trying to put back that speech, but him had been cancelled in his own country, in Germany. He had been cancelled, and then he had been into a jail because of what he had been done. Why? It is just a speech, right? But why he had been on a jail because of this speech? Because of this speech. Because this speech is a controversial. It makes people that hear it will be able to will be able to support to the war, and then we know that war is not good. So this is why this is necessary that activism here was to make something right. And then we know that the 20s, 14s, or 15 years old people was right to fix the problem, but but um, but cancel culture is a hammer to make it done. And then it had been experienced by Tao before he had been serious experienced. The debaters from Nas debate, he had been tell us that he had been bullied by his friend because of his name is weird. They said about his name is weird, and then but they don't think so. They seem that like they don't like it because it wasn't a joke. It can be a joke, right? But and then when he trying to tell about them to their friends, they be like, it's just a joke. You're not funny. Just take a joke. But he don't think that it's a joke. He feels he don't feels good about the joke that they made by their friend. So this is racist. The racism behavior is not a joke. So this is why their friends need to be cancelled because of they had that freedom of speech, but the freedom of speech that they use is for a bad thing. So this is why cancel culture is not to make it's not to kill or it's not to push back the people, but it's to push back or to kill people's bad behavior to make them feel like they understand and then what they did is bad. It's not about to it's not about to push back or to make people just without any reason and then to blame them because they did bad because of their bad opinion. But did you know that the bad opinion can affect to the society? So this is why cancel culture is here. And also I am believe that cancel culture is a sign of a healthy society because cancel culture is push back against the harmful narratives. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, I know it's hard, it's important, it's essential for us to protect our marginalized communities, but also canceling culture can be weaponized for other people to against the other person who really have belief or opinion outside of the mainstream. I want to point out 4 key ideas about my opinion about this, which talk about the first one, which is talks about the punishment of canceling culture is oftenly not equal. So oftenly this canceling culture, there is a very little control over how severity of a punishment that the person gets based on the how severity of the action that they did. We can see this ideas, this example of this idea on J.K. Rowling, a renowned writer of Harry Potter. She once wrote about how her outlook on gender and sex orientation. She speaks on her own behalf. She even gives some supporting arguments and based on her personal experience. But that doesn't really save her from public humiliation and public harassment. And unlike for the other person, other people, other criminal who actually guilty about this, she got that public harassment even more, much more than what the actual criminal get. That's the first point. The second one is I want to talk about this canceling culture really give online harassment and public humiliation. Canceling culture was oftenly done by online, and that is actually lead to a bully and also online harassment, in which this gonna be ended up in mental health and also physical health. Next one is about the public humiliation, in which we know that if a person who already widely known on the internet has a different opinion or another person finds it offensive, they're gonna be like open blame for him. He's gonna be like be humiliated in a public space, in which again that's gonna be lead to the mental health and also the physical health problem. The third point I want to talk about this is about this canceling culture also can create a fear of self-censorship. Again, this canceling culture who often lack of control about the punishment that per person get, especially if a person who is not really actually active in giving contribution about a diverse opinion or belief that is outside of the majority of people actually believe. So what if a person think like, what if I talk about these ideas that is actually out of the majority of people believe, I'm gonna be got like canceled. I'm gonna lose my jobs in the future, or maybe no one will give me jobs anymore. And maybe because of that, I'm not gonna live as the same way as I used to anymore. And the last point of my opposite of this is I want to really highlight and point out about how canceling culture really works selectively, in which we are I want to talk about Roman Polanski. In 2019, he won an Oscar for a Best Director of a Film. But back in 1977, he was charged because of sexual harassment over a 13-year-old girl. But again, we can see even now he can still live freely, and also he can he can produce a film and also even win an Oscar because of that film. But I want to talk in the other hand about Johnny Depp. He was being in court problem with his wife Amber Heard at that time. Before the court really pick a sentence to him, the majority of people, and a lot of people actually already get him cancelled. Because of that problem, there's a lot of directors that is about to contract him. They're change their mind, and also there's one film that's already being rolled by him. The contract is already being cancelled, and also he got fired from his job at that time. But again, in fact, he is filed in he is not guilty, or again, because of this canceling culture, it can be changed because he already got fired, and also a lot of people already canceled it. But again, this is not a good thing. Again, canceling culture is really not really a good thing. Thank you.
Okay, well, I know what you mean by that, where the rapist still got award to this day, but I think, or I would say that's the people own fault, because I have a similar case with you, but in my case, they handle it professionally. And here I also want to talk that a cancel culture is a great action to prevent an opposite mindset that what he thought is wrong or even bad. Because in this era, I will say everyone can do anything. Like for example, there's a social media platform called X, formerly known as Twitter. People there can tweeting a lot. Like they can do a misinformation, they can do a hate speech, discrimination, everything you want to say. And in here, with that all access we got, I think we can do some of good thing through this access. I mean, uh, I will say the case that I will say that similar with you. That he's a well-known Japanese mangaka, or we can say he's a manga. He's a comic artist. He's getting charged 2 years in prison because he getting caught paying prostitution to a underage girl. And after knowing that, people start to, mad at him, and his publisher, Shonen Jump, getting his works and arts, everything getting taken down. They stop the publishing, they stop the distribution, all of that. Even till this day, Japanese people still remember about what he did in the past, and they will give him another chance. Also, another example is the same case. Like, he's also a comic artist, and he also in charge with a pedophilia action, where this person getting caught collecting a adult books, but it's not a regular adult books. It's a uh, child adult books, where it's obviously a criminal. And yes, same stuff happened with him, getting his comic X, or we call uh, getting stopped by the publisher itself, and yeah, getting his works and everything taken down. I don't know what happening in Japanese with the pedophilia cases, but in Japan, once you get a scandal, everyone will know that, and everyone will not give you a second chance. They will just immediately reject you. And also, a good thing about cancel culture is, like I said before, it's preventing a opposite mind that is we think is incorrect. Like, you have the word woke right now. I don't want that thing to happen around me, because, like, we're a conservative Asian. We don't like those stuff. We obviously reject, like, the LGBTQ community, etc. And yeah, also many people think that cancel culture is a bad move, but I don't say it is, because, to be honest, it's a double-edged sword. Like, I have this case where a lot of people boycotting a, what is it, Hogwarts Legacy, because Legacy is a Harry Potter adaptation game, and we know that J.K. Rowling is very much hated by the community. So they they giving hate speech, they reporting, they spam the content creator slash streamer. There's a very popular VTuber, a streamer, is quit from her streaming job because she can't handle the harassment. And yeah, that's what I think the bad side of cancel culture. Because just like I say, it's a double-edged sword. So I think we need to keep this action by to the positive side. And also, cancel culture is pretty much easier than boycotting, because if boycotting, you may or perhaps not use the product that is boycott at the time. But by cancel culture, you can just reject the person or even block him. Yeah, that's for me, I guess.
Why not let ideas fight in open stage to see which one is better? How would people know which one is a good idea and which one is bad? We can let the people live in an echo chamber which only have one perspective. If we only see the one's perspective, I think it will trigger the person who experience in cancel culture to lost their job, lost their career, and even as communicated by the society. It is true progress debates they were unpopular because the progress of the understanding and tolerance, and it also has an impact on workplace harassment and mental health too. So if you want to learn more, I think you need to look the both sides of the cancel culture. And look at us. We can practice only regardless our view on the cancel culture issues, and yeah. Okay, let's move to the consequences. For example, is the Johnny Depp case. So far, we know that his wife Amber Heard that not just filed the divorce, but she also but Johnny Depp is but Johnny Depp there is all the expectation. But this image in the social life and in the public is already bad. So I think here is less and less seen in the film right now. And okay, and from this we can see that cancel culture has big impact on a person, on a person's life, and detrimental to the people who experience it. So we can still talk, we can still give our argument, and we can still give our views. And why it's give our views. It's because we are not cancelled and we are not the problem.
Okay, so that's the end of our debate now. I think based on our problem and our opinion, you guys can decide which one is the best for you guys. So thank you very much for your attention, and good morning. Have a nice day for you. Bye bye.
Oke. Balikin lagi.